guess what predictions we're doing this time? Yep, if you guessed award predictions, you're right. We're starting with the AFC because I usually do. But you guys might not see many more daily uploads as we have school soon. And as you can probably tell by my voice, I'm not an adult, so ow, my foot. But yeah. So either I will only be recording on the weekends, or I'll make multiple videos on the weekends and then post them during the weekdays. We'll see what happens. But yeah, we're doing AFC award predictions, so Coach of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, stuff like that. Subscribe to both of my channels, this one and Go to Junior, and all the channels I have in my channels page. Those are all pretty cool people who you should subscribe to. Let's get into it. So let's start with Coach of the Year. Now, Coach of the Year is usually awarded to a coach that either did very well with a limited roster, called a number of great plays and stuff, or just had a really good record. In this case, my regular prediction is just the team who I predict to have the best record, which is the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm giving it to Andy Reid. That's my prediction for Coach of the Year. I don't know as much about coaches as I do players, but I do know that Andy Reid is one of the best coaches of all time. He's proved year in, year out, no matter how good his team is, he's going to make it far. And honestly, even though the Chiefs do have an amazing roster, I wouldn't say it's the best roster in the league. And if they can manage to win 14 games like I predicted with this roster, he's definitely deserving of Coach of the Year. But if Henry doesn't have such an amazing record, who is my sleeper prediction? Yep, we're doing regular predictions and sleeper predictions for this video. My sleeper prediction is Brandon Staley. I'm pretty sure that's the Chargers coach. If I got it wrong, that'd be funny. But yeah, I think the Chargers are one of the more underrated teams this year. They could definitely win their division. I have the Chiefs winning, but they could definitely win. I think they have a lot of great players, and they need to gel well, not blow a 27-0 lead, and they could easily give Brandon Staley his first Coach of the Year award. Will it happen? Maybe, but if I had to choose a sleeper coach who isn't increasingly obvious like Zach Taylor or Patrick Mahomes in the AFC, I would go with Brandon Staley. But next award is Comeback Player of the Year, a player who either didn't do well or barely played, injury, something like that halted their success, and then they come back and have one of the better seasons of their career, maybe the best season of their career. My prediction is Lamar Jackson. Now you might be like, we all know he's good. How is he a comeback player? Well, it's because people are starting to doubt him, try to kick him out of the top 5, sometimes even top 7 quarterbacks of all time, because of his injury last season. Now, since I think he's going to have an MVP level season, which, yeah, we'll get to MVP later, but I think he's still a top 3 quarterback in this league, honestly. And I want to see that again. I feel like if he could put up another season similar to that 36,000 passing yard, 1,000 rushing yard season, he would definitely be more deserving of Comeback Player of the Year after getting injured and being heavily doubted than any other player in the league. So I hope this will happen. This is why it's mostly my prediction. I hope Lamar has a great season. And if he does, he definitely deserves Comeback Player of the Year. But who's my sleeper pick for Comeback Player of the Year? It is Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah, I know that's crazy, but I think that even though there's a very low chance, the Patriots offense I think it will benefit from Zeke more than most offenses would. I feel like they're a team that would really work well for Ezekiel Elliott. Now, do I think Ezekiel Elliott will win Comeback Player of the Year? No, I don't even know if he's going to have a good season at all. But I think he has a great chance, and honestly, the Patriots might be the perfect team to sign with, especially for his skill set. So yeah, I'm giving the sleeper pick of Comeback Player of the Year to Ezekiel Elliott. We'll see how he does. Next, let's get into some more popular awards. Offensive Rookie of the Year, give it to the best rookie offensively in the AFC. I'm giving it to Quentin Johnston from the Chargers. Another Charger edition. I think that Justin Herbert is going to love having Quentin Johnston on his team. Even though in his game against Georgia he didn't do so well, I think he was one of the best picks in the first round. I think Justin Herbert and Quentin Johnston is just going to be dangerous. He's really good after the catch, and Herbert's really good throwing the ball, so where his players can make moves after the catch. The problem, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams aren't really the best run after catch players. We know who is probably the best in the draft this season, Quentin Johnston. And now he's on one of the better offenses in the league. I predict him to have an absolutely amazing season. Probably the best receiver in the draft, season wise, because sure they have Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, but Quentin Johnston's gonna be amazing outside on the slot, pretty much anywhere. That's why I'm giving him my prediction for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Who's my sleeper pick though? Anthony Richardson. Now, when you think of AFC drafted quarterbacks, the first quarterback probably comes to mind C.J. Stroud. But the problem with him, he has nobody around him. Like, let's be honest, his best receiving player is Robert Woods. Like, Robert Woods, you do not want that to be your best receiver. I just don't see him doing well with that. But, as long as this guy isn't injured, you know who Anthony Richardson's best option is? Michael Pittman. Now, you might be thinking, who else? Well, I'm going to tell you who else. Chargers, Colts. Colts want depth charge, go depth charge. It'll be easier. Because even though I do have the Colts being one of the worst teams this year, doesn't mean they can't have some really good players. Isaiah McKenzie, who's really underrated. He's former Georgia Bulldog. They have the new drafted Josh Downs. Also, Alec Pierce. Now, I think this isn't a great receiving room, but it's definitely good enough to where if Anthony Richardson throws well to them and then also has a really good rushing stats, which is definitely possible with offensive linemen like Quentin Nelson, Ryan Kelly. I think he could be maybe the best drafted quarterback this season, which sounds crazy, but I think it's definitely possible. That's why he's my sleeper pick, because I don't think he will win, but I think he definitely can win. I think most predictions will be wide receivers of Offensive Rookie of the Year. God dang it, why does it keep doing this? Now, Defensive Rookie of the Year, it's a pretty obvious prediction, Will Anderson. The highest drafted defensive player of this year's draft. He's really good. Really athletic. Definitely not small. Probably the best player in Alabama for the last couple of years, unless you want to put Bryce Young over him, which is valid, but he's not on defense, so I'm choosing Will Anderson. The Texans don't have an amazing defensive line, so I don't think many sacks will be stolen from him. So if there's someone getting to a quarterback, you're probably going to hear the name Will Anderson. I think it's a pretty easy pick, honestly. But now for a more underrated pick, my sleeper pick for Defensive Rookie of the Year is Deontay. Wait, hold up. Deontay Banks is not on the AFC team, believe it or not. This is a list of players. I did not mean to write down Deontay Banks. I meant to write down Joey Porter. I don't know how this happened. But it's okay. We can just erase his name. I don't know how we got Deontay Banks messed up with Joey Porter. But yeah, Joey Porter got his first interception this preseason. I'm very sure that happened. And he was a second-round pick. I'm pretty sure he's the only second-round pick who has a spot in this video. Well, yeah, we already know that. At least for the rookies, Quentin Johnston, Anthony Richardson, and Will Anderson. But Joey Porter has the potential. Now, we're just going to ignore that I accidentally wrote down Deontay Banks and just focus on Joey Porter. He's very good. Honestly, I really want the Falcons to trip to the second round for them. We ended up getting Matthew Berger on. But I think the Steelers got an absolute great corner who almost everyone thought was going late first round, maybe even mid first round. Ended up dropping like a couple of the other corners in this draft class. He could definitely be a monster for the Steelers, especially because they don't have the best quarterback room. But hey, we'll see. That's why it's a sleeper pick, because it's not guaranteed if he'll do well. But I do have high expectations. Now we're going for the big ones. Offensive Player of the Year. My prediction is Tyreek Hill, one of the best receivers in the league. Now, he has everything in line for him. If Tua can stay healthy, I think Tyreek Hill will probably have the most receiving yards this season. Like, he's just a monster. There's nothing else to say. He's a jump ball receiver despite not being very tall. I'm not calling him short. He's not tall. Julio Jones is tall. Tyreek Hill is not tall. But he has the elite speed, the fastest player in the league. He has, what else does this man have? Like, field intelligence, despite, like, he's an amazing route runner as well, despite saying he judges his opponents based off of Madden overalls. He's really the full package, and it's weird for a player that's known for his speed to be that. But I think Tua is a great quarterback, and I think, honestly, they're going to be throwing it a lot if they're not missing receiving running back room. And I think, honestly, he has the highest ceiling of any receiver in, like, a long time. So, let's be honest. Any year, Tyreek Hill, a great prediction to be Offensive Rookie of the Year. Offensive Player of the Year, and I think this year may be the year. But someone who I'm a little bit less sure about is also in the AFC East, Garrett Wilson. Now, he won Offensive Rookie of the Year last year with quarterbacks like Zach Wilson, Mike White. But guess who he has under center this season? Aaron Rodgers. And I'm pretty sure, who was his name? Corey Davis, maybe? I don't know, but it was a receiver. He just retired for the Jets, which just opens up more passes to Garrett Wilson. We know when Aaron Rodgers had players like Jordy Nelson and Devontae Adams, he loved them, and now he has Garrett Wilson. I think, this is very, very far-fetched, especially for a player who was a rookie last season. I think he could be absolutely amazing. I really wanted the Falcons to pick him specifically. I didn't pick him. I wanted to pick Olave. I'm happy with London, but I still would have preferred Garrett Wilson. And now he's with Aaron Rodgers, looking like he could be an absolute stud this season. Next is Defensive Player of the Year. Now, this is a little bit harder because, mostly Offensive Player of the Years are mostly receivers and running backs. Defensive Player of the Year could really be any position as long as they play really well. But my prediction is Myles Garrett. Now, in his last 2 seasons, he's gotten 16 sacks both times. I know you might think it's crazy to pick him over TJ Watt, but I do want to say that I think he's absolutely amazing. Oh, dang, you just saw the sleeper pick. But yeah, I think Myles Garrett could have an amazing season here. He no longer has to do with the Jadeveon Clowney, which I didn't even know they had him last year, but it doesn't really matter. Myles Garrett even gets like 19, 20 sacks, which is only a 3-sack increase from last season. And he just plays well every game. Honestly, his division rivals, Bengals, don't have an amazing offensive line. Ravens have a decent one. Steelers draft offensive linemen, so they weren't in the best shape. But even against Broderick Jones, is a rookie against a 5-6 year veteran, maybe more. So yeah, I think especially since he's gonna have 6 games against those 2 teams, there's like a sack per game at least in those 3 games. Plus his not crazy hard schedule, which is what happened to the Browns going 10-7. But yeah, I think Myles Garrett has a really good chance to win Defensive Player of the Year. We'll see how he does though. My sleeper pick, you already saw him, is Jalen Ramsey. Now that's crazy because honestly, I don't think he's been doing amazing the past few years. But I think with the Dolphins, he has a chance to just be in the lockdown corner. I know he's getting older, and let's be honest, most old cornerbacks when they get older aren't as great as they were when they were younger. But Jalen Ramsey's been pretty consistent his entire career. And now he's in Miami with honestly not the greatest receiver course to face off against. Let's be honest. Garrett Wilson, sure. That's pretty much their only player, though. If he's on Xavier Howard, Jalen Ramsey's going to easily lock down the rest of the side. Patriots have nobody, and the Bills, I can see that. I can see the Bills being a little bit of a challenge with Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis, but I'm taking Ramsey over Davis every day. And Diggs over versus Ramsey will be interesting, though, I will say. But yeah, I think if even, honestly, he gets 4. No, I'll say more than 4. If he gets 6 picks this season, along with being a lockdown corner, it could be a very surprising Defensive Player of the Year. But let's get to what you guys probably were here for. The MVP award. My prediction is Patrick Mahomes. He hasn't won it much. I think he's only won it once or twice. Once? Did he win it last year? Well, I really should have done more research, shouldn't I have? But yeah, Patrick Mahomes is the best QB in the league, best player in the league. And then he also has some new receivers on his team. He still has Travis Kelce. He has some pretty decent receiving backs. That actually he's the best quarterback in the league, and also I predict him to have the best record, which means he's going to be winning a lot of games. Yeah, I think I don't even have to explain to you why I think Patrick Mahomes is going to win MVP. But my sleeper, this team has been predicted to win an award either in predictions or sleeper for 2 times, and this will be the 3rd time. The Los Angeles Chargers and Justin Herbert. I'm still very high on Herbert. I mean, he's really good. But now, listen to these players. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Quentin Johnston, Austin Eckler, and Justin Herbert. He has all of the tools needed for a quarterback to win MVP. And if my predictions for the Chargers were 11-6, but if they could win 1 or 2 more games than that, he's in prime position to win MVP. Just win a good amount of games. Utilize your receivers and running back well enough, which isn't, you don't have to try that hard. They're all really good, and I think Herbert will have a surprisingly viable reason to win MVP this season. It's weird. I've had a lot of times where not a lot, but still. Coach of the Year was Chiefs and Chargers, which are both in the same division. And then next, Player of the Year was both in the AFC East. And now MVP were both in the AFC West. Yeah, the AFC South doesn't have the best time here. Let's just say that. But yeah, those are my predictions for awards and even some sleeper picks. This is a pretty long video. I don't know, dude. I just like talking. So, if you like subscribing, you should subscribe to my channel because it's the finest one to subscribe to. I've tested it out. See you guys later. Get out of here.